You know, when you look at a price chart, it tells you what happened if a stock went up or down. But that's not really the whole story, is it? It doesn't show you the power, the real conviction that's driving that price move. And that's exactly where the Klinger Oscillator comes into play. It's a tool that's designed to look beyond just the price and instead measure the actual flow of money. It gives us a much deeper understanding of the market's true momentum.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll talk about the fundamental puzzle that the Klinger Oscillator was created to solve. Then we'll introduce the tool itself and get into how it actually works. After that, and this is the important part, we'll learn how to read its signals. And finally, we'll wrap up by covering its strengths and weaknesses so you get a really balanced picture of where it fits in.
All right, so let's start at the beginning. Why was the Klinger Oscillator even created? Well, it all goes back to a basic challenge that every analyst eventually runs into when they're just looking at a simple price chart. A price chart tells you what happened. The market went up or the market went down. Simple enough. But it doesn't really tell you the why or the how. It doesn't reveal the force behind that move. And think about it for a second. A price that's rising on very low volume is a completely different animal than a price that's rising on high volume. One suggests pretty weak participation, while the other suggests strong, widespread belief. And that's the puzzle we're trying to solve.
And that brings us to the solution. The Klinger Oscillator was designed specifically to answer that question. It's a tool that helps us measure the flow of money either into or out of an asset, which gives us a much better gauge of the conviction behind any price trend.
It was developed by Stephen J. Klinger, and he designed it to do two things really well at the same time. First, to be sensitive enough for short-term timing, but also to be a reliable indicator for the long-term trend. And it pulls this off by combining volume data directly with price movements, which paints a much more complete picture of what's really going on.
So how does this thing actually work under the hood? Well, the specific mass formula can look a little intimidating, I'll admit, but the concept behind it all is actually pretty straightforward. Let's break down how this tool turns all that raw price and volume data into some really useful insight.
At the very heart of the Klinger Oscillator is this idea called volume force. It's really just a way of measuring the strength of a trend by looking at both the direction of the price and the trading volume. Basically, what it tells you is whether the volume is actually supporting the price trend, and that gives you a clear sense of the power behind the move.
Here's how it's built in 4 simple steps. First, the daily volume force is measured. Then, the indicator calculates 2 different exponential moving averages, or EMAs, of that force. Now, EMAs are really just a way of smoothing out data so you can see the underlying trend more clearly. A fast 34-period EMA reflects recent activity, while a slower 55-period EMA tracks the longer-term trend. The Klinger Oscillator line itself is simply the difference between these 2 averages.
Now, to make the indicator even easier to read, there's one last component, a signal line. This is just a smoothed-out version of the oscillator line itself, usually a 13-period moving average. When the main oscillator line and this signal line interact, they can create some really important cues about market momentum, and we're going to look at those right now.
Okay, so now we understand how the oscillator is built. Let's get into the practical side of things, how to actually use it. When you're analyzing the Klinger Oscillator, there are 3 main types of signals that you really want to keep an eye on.
The most common signal you'll see is the crossover. When the main Klinger line crosses above its signal line, that's generally considered a bullish signal. It suggests that the short-term upward momentum is starting to build. And on the flip side, when the Klinger line crosses below the signal line, that's a bearish signal, suggesting that momentum is starting to fade.
Now, divergence is a more subtle signal, but it can be incredibly powerful. This happens when the price chart and the oscillator are telling you 2 different stories. For example, if the price hits a new low, but the oscillator actually makes a higher low, that's called a bullish divergence. It's a potential hint that the selling pressure is running out of steam, and a reversal could be on the horizon. The same logic applies, just in reverse, for a bearish divergence.
And finally, there's the zero line itself. This is another key reference point. When the oscillator crosses above the zero line and moves into positive territory, it's a sign that the longer-term money flow has turned bullish. A cross below the zero line suggests the opposite, that the primary trend in money flow has shifted and is now bearish. Of course, as with any tool, no single technical indicator is a magic bullet, and understanding the pros and cons is absolutely essential for using it effectively. So, let's take a balanced, responsible look at both the strengths and the weaknesses of the Klinger Oscillator.
On the plus side, the Klinger gives you that more complete picture by combining price and volume, and it's fantastic for spotting those powerful divergence signals. But it does have some downsides. It can generate false signals, especially in choppy, sideways markets where there's no clear trend. And because it's built using moving averages, it is by nature a lagging indicator, meaning it's always just a little bit behind the current price. And that's exactly why it's best used to confirm other analysis, not just on its own.
So, after looking at how it's built, how to read it, and its limitations, what's the bottom line here? What is the one key takeaway you should really remember about the Klinger oscillator?
The real, unique value of this indicator is its ability to help you measure the conviction that's behind a price move. It lets you see the difference between a trend that has real strength and broad support behind it, and one that might be weak and is likely to just fizzle out. It adds a crucial layer of context that you just don't get from price alone.
So, the next time you're looking at a price chart, maybe ask yourself this simple question. What is the volume telling me that the price isn't? Tools like the Klinger Oscillator are designed to help you find that answer, giving you a much deeper and more nuanced way to understand the market.